Hi there, this is Kedra Flowers. Wanted to give you the most recent news release on the IRS and this employee retention credit. As you're aware, they announced a moratorium at the end of the year 2023 that was supposed to go from October 23 or September 23 till December 23. Anything filed prior to that point was to continue in processing. Well, the attached issuance on January 10th of 2024, and let me just say, what I saw was at the time that that moratorium was announced, it was stated that they were going to process the ones that are already there, but that anybody who submitted a claim after then through December, those would just be held to the side while the other ones were processed. Well, January 10th, here comes another statement from Commissioner Warfel, and he says basically initiated and updated the committee. Warfel updated the committee on the impact of the pause in processing ERC claims initiated in September following fraud concerns, a step that resulted in an immediate 40% decline in average weekly claims because the fraudsters were doing it. And so as soon as they found out, they stopped. Well, the problem is now they had all these ones that were the right claims mixed in with 40% rate of fraudulent claims, which means 1 in 2 claims is going to be fraudulent. So they basically put an entire moratorium, is what it sounds like here. It says the IRS continues to work hard on employee retention credit issues and protect small businesses from the effects of aggressive promoters. To help businesses who were pushed into these, we have a special withdrawal program for those with unprocessed claims and a voluntary disclosure program for those who believe they were paid improperly. So in other words, if you got money from the employee retention credit and you did not deserve it, you do not have W-2 employees, you did not pay in payroll taxes, any of those things, the IRS compliance is working to allow you to withdraw that claim and, avoid the risk of, federal offense, jail time, payback, penalty, all the other things that come with that. However, while they're awaiting that, it sounds like this month in January, the IRS, this month as of January 10th, so that could be February 10th. But this month, the IRS will be sending more than 3,000 new compliance-related letters to companies with both processed and unprocessed claims. At the same time, we are working to put in place protections against fraud that will eventually allow us to process additional legitimate ERC claims. So that statement right there tells me they have stopped processing, period. So it wasn't that they only weren't processing new ones. When they saw how much fraud there was, they stopped completely, which is why the checks have not gone out. The IRS will continue working to move forward in this effort, and additional updates on ERC will be coming in the weeks and months ahead. Let's see what else. It says they informed the committee of continuing process changes being implemented during the moratorium, including an effort to transcribe fields from amended paper returns to identify tougher to find sources of ineligibility. So they're going to be checking ownership. They're going to be checking failure to pay W-2 wages. They're going to see if the wages were reported to Social Security. This is just me guessing all the stuff they're going to be verifying, which is for legitimate claims. This is not a problem because we start there before we submit these. With more modern scanning technology being deployed, data continues being transcribed on these complex ERC returns, a process that will continue into the spring and critical to help the agency identify areas of concern for additional compliance efforts to protect against fraud. This effort builds on the IRS disallowance of around 21,000 pending claims from businesses that did not exist during the time for which the credit was being claimed or did not pay W-2 wages. This, in addition to initial findings showing 20,000 claims where the IRS has identified the employer received an erroneous or excessive credit that's gone out. In these cases, the agency will reclaim the ERC through normal tax assessment and collection procedures. Work continues in these and other areas. Expect that because the company may or may not have known how to compute it, but the third party may have computed it incorrectly. It looks like if you're that company, you will have to pay the money back. We know that, but it doesn't sound like there's a criminal thing. But trust me, this is going to be criminal because we're talking about billions. I'm going to keep reading. Werfel, not for companies, but for the preparers. Werfel also described to the committee how ongoing work to modernize technology using the Inflation Reduction Act funds is critical to eliminating the time-consuming manual transcription process the agency has had to undertake to extract data from the ERC and other tax returns. The IRS is working to digitize information on pending ERC claims as part of this effort. Interesting. Not sure what that's going to look like if they digitize it. My guess is it would be something like, where's my refund? But then you have to do some kind of confirmation. That would not be a bad thing. It would move it faster if they could get that in place. Improvements in this area this spring will help more quickly detect fraud and allow the IRS to process ERC refunds more quickly for honest taxpayers. Oh, they're probably going to do ID Me, where you have to upload your driver's license or passport. All of this, I'm just guessing, but it's going to be good for my clients. So for the people who are doing it honestly, it's going to be good for you. And it takes 5 minutes to set up an ID Me account and upload your driver's license or passport. And if that's going to speed that money up, and possibly if they allow you to put in electronic payment information, it would just be awesome. But this is the IRS, so we have to wait and see what we get. Werfel provided the committee with a roadmap of how the IRS plans to resume processing of its current ERC inventory with strong new fraud detection measures in place. During the next 4 months, the IRS plans to complete the transcription of amended paper returns, which are the ones that have already been filed, with the help of digitalization, and deploy the new risk analysis strategy to identify additional compliance work. These fraud protection measures are necessary before the IRS anticipates resuming processing of claims submitted after September 14th moratorium. A specific resumption date has not been determined. So for clients that submitted, which would be all of my clients before September 14th, before the moratorium hit, yours should be processed. It's going to be processed before they resume the ones submitted after September 14th, but that doesn't give us a date. Lastly, the commissioner highlighted the September request from Deputy Secretary of Treasury Wally Adeyemo for the Treasury Department and IRS to work with Congress on legislative options related to the ERC. So this is a big deal. I wanted to get this information out. Each time a client asked me about it, I tell them what I knew. And then today I said, let me go and see if they've released any updates, because when it's at this magnitude, usually it's going to be a press release that comes out. And this is the recent press release. If you have any questions and you are my client, please reach out to me directly. You can use the link that's in the corner of this email to schedule a call for me to call you, or you can just give me a call. All right. Thanks so much. I will continue to update you as I am updated. And it's got to be sooner rather than later that this is going to move forward. So thanks so much, and have I don't know if it's a great day, but have a continuing great week despite the IRS. Welcome to my world with the IRS. Bye-bye.